dokie.
Indeed.
Well, looks like we're live. And hello everyone, Nehru here. It's time for us to return to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Last one was a long one because that was by far the longest investigation section that we've had to date in doing this series.
Yes, indeed.
Not to mention we also had the other half of the previous trial, so that made it extra long. So this time, this stream's gonna be all dedicated to the both halves of the trial. Should make this a much more a bite-sized, approachable bit of the game, because odds are the next investigation is going to be just as long, if not longer, than the last one. So. Yeah, we got, I want to say 3 more streams of this first game before we're done, if I'm not mistaken. So, let's get going and get to the trial.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think of Mr. Wright?
I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. Oh, wait, it's starting early, isn't it?
It is.
I did say Lana made an appearance.
Yeah, you didn't say when, though.
Oh.
I said at the beginning, I'm pretty sure.
So,
Oh wait.
that would be you, nickname.
I'm trying. The victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. The different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. I had to try to remember what voice I gave her.
It has been a bit since you've last been on screen, but
Yeah. I
Yeah,
tried to do a sophisticated military type voice.
yeah. But given how much you've had the voice, especially with Maya, you've earned yourself a little bit of a break.
I mean, I had to speak most of the session when it was like lots of love or whatever her name was, and Maya.
a lot of heart.
Yeah, a lot of heart and Maya.
I mean, you could say you put a lot of heart into it.
Yeah.
I'll see
Yeah.
myself out.
And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes.
Lana!
Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed.
I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning.
We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though.
So how did it go?
As Mr. Wright suspects, the police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain.
Plea bargain? What do you mean by that?
He agreed that if I told the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma.
Lana, don't tell me you...
Much to my regret. I'm as much in the dark about this as they are.
Sky.
Hmm?
We found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall.
Okay. kind of trace evidence.
Blood-stained fingerprints, to be exact.
Exclamation point?
That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you?
In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall?
We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Sky?
Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright.
That line about playing the cards we're dealt, that feels different to me now. For reasons which will become clear in due time.
I mean, I got the song stuck in my head. You gotta know when to fold them, gotta know when to hold them.
Again, the reason why that line hits different will make sense in due time.
Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is...
Afraid you'll have to clarify.
It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time.
But that's not physically possible, is it now? That's why I had a victim from the evidence room that just disappeared.
Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car.
Wow. This is one messed up trial. One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today, I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In so doing, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself.
And that's what set Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things. Even though he doesn't know what's going on himself.
And that's supposed to be an admirable trait?
Very well, let the trial resume. On the day of crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day up to the stand, please.
For its first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department.
The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer?
Oh boy. Things are getting wild from the get-go.
Good luck, Scorpio.
I mean, I'm being grilled here and I'm being grilled in Redhurst. What's
Of course
new?
you are.
Both my ass cheeks are burning.
Yeah, but what kind of grilling? Are we talking about Texas barbecue? Korean barbecue, maybe?
No, he's
Oh,
actually a
sure.
rotisserie at the moment.
Nah, there's a
Mongolian?
grilling. I don't know what it's called, but it's a grilling. You dig a pit and you grill it while buried for like 7 days or so.
Oh, so
Heard of that.
we're going luau style.
Is
I don't
that
think
an
it's
actual
luau.
method?
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
because it's a culture thing. I can't remember which one, but
Yeah.
Karen called up the police at a show about that, and it is a legit thing.
I mean,
You dig a
I
hole.
Absolutely disgusting.
mean, they
No,
don't
that's
put
how
it.
they cook it.
They don't put it directly in the dirt. They wrap it up with like banana leaves and whatnot.
and they let it cook and burn in that hole for like a week or so.
Still, that's like on par with like the weird people that likes that certain kind of fish rotten. Or actually, no, it wasn't even fish. I think it's the type
No,
of
it's a shark. It's shark,
Eh?
shark. I believe it's shark you've been here about, but there's fish like that too.
It's basically like a form of slow cooking. Although,
Still weird.
Yeah, I think it was either Jamaican or Cuban. It was some country. I need to look up for sure, but it is a cooking method that exists.
Weird.
depending on from what I was seeing, it's one of those don't knock it till you try it.
I will not be trying that.
To each their own.
Fair. But anywho, par for the course, side tangents aside.
Oh yes.
Will the witness please state his name and occupation?
Sir, Mike Meekins, sir. My occupation is, that'd be murderer, sir.
Hmm. So you're telling us you're a professional killer? No,
Sir,
no.
it was me, sir. I'm the one who did it.
Here we go.
I'll never kill anyone again, sir. You've got to believe me, sir.
Actually, what we'd like to...
Sir, I'm what you would call part of the younger generation, sir. A person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend.
Please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me, sir.
Officer Meekins,
Yes, sir.
give us your report of the crime. Consider that an order.
Yes, sir. As you wish. After all, I am part of a generation that must be told what to do, sir.
That is sad.
Can we just put him down? He looks like he's flailing in pain.
You can't fault him for a lack of enthusiasm.
I mean, I think we can fault him for a few things. Personally, I think he's short a few screws.
You haven't seen the half of just what some of the characters can be like in this series.
I've seen some interesting characters for certain. Meekins is definitely up there.
And of course, we can't forget the Wicked Witch of the witness stand.
Ah, yes. Yet another one that our fair and insane individual Scorpio had to speak for.
Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life, and I did it. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake.
So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you.
You unto the others before they do unto you. That's the Meekins family motto, sir.
I can see some issues coming up with that motto.
I mean, it's just like saying the ends justify the means.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's also kind of in the same vein as an eye for an eye. If you follow with for an eye, eventually everyone's gonna be blind.
I see, then you fainted and a colleague helped you regain consciousness.
Yes, sir. He knocked me upside the head, sir.
Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination, I suppose.
What I need here is some more info to work with. Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not?
Yes, sir. I am in charge of hiring new recruits, sir.
Yikes! Now there's a scary thought.
Who did?
Evidence transfer was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed.
I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir.
The Blue Badger?
Yes, sir. The lovely police mascot created by the chief of detectives, sir. And nightmare fuel. I was to ensure it wasn't broken during the transferal process. That was my sole mission for the day, sir.
I see. Sounds like a very, important mission, I suppose.
The award ceremony finished the day. There were so many people running around. And I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room.
Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room.
Tell us, what did you see when you got there?
I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen.
In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct?
Sir, I have one right here around my neck.
So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right?
Probably all the sevens.
There it is! I found it! This is the one right here.
Could you please read us the number?
Yes, sir.
Oh.
It's 4989596. That's my number, sir. Wait, what?
I see.
That's in there twice.
Huh. The number 4989596 is shown as being used twice. Please explain, witness.
A real mystery, sir. First time is when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. And the second time is when I went to get him after everything settled down.
I see, so it was during that second time when...
Yes, sir. That was when I spotted the man on the security screen.
Huh.
I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was finally attacked.
We'll take a little peek at the court record real quick.
Indeed.
Because now we just have
So-
one of these that is
Yeah,
is
who's the
unaccounted for.
sevens?
A very easy number to memorize, though.
Yeah.
I mean, lucky number 7.
Mhm.
Doesn't 7 have any relation to anything else?
7 has a lot of things related to it. It's a number of power.
I'm sorry. What the fuck? Why are you not recognizing my USB? What USB do you
It's
have?
because your computer will know in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And it knows what you did.
Ah, shit. This one. This one. Right.
It sounds like we got a few technical difficulties here. Just a moment.
Oh no, the drive issue is not. It's just a plug-in drive. It's not affecting me seeing anything.
Ah,
I just got a notification like the last drive you plugged in is not recognized. I don't know why, but that aside. I also found, even though it's a side tangent, I also found what I was talking about or pretty close to. That could be the method, but let's get going.
So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you?
It was a knife, sir. A knife.
Looks like we got a muted Orskia.
Sorry about that. I got a phone call.
Ah,
Love when that
Detective
happens.
Goodman pulled a knife on you. What happened then?
With me charging in on him like that, you looked as surprised as I was. Shut up. That did not happen.
oh, going in and changing on him. Ooh la la.
Indeed, oh my. I didn't know Meekin zone flung that way.
Honestly, with as much of a klutz he is, I'm surprised he's even on the force.
You aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into.
That's what I reacted, sir. I swung my arm like an octopus, struggling to detain him.
Oh, so Meekin's his pert Sunu, got it.
That sounds remarkably inefficient.
That sounds like he was going a haymaker, but even then, if he's a twig, you're trying to swing like an octopus. That's how I got this gash on my hand. Maybe if you'd just kept your cool, your hand would be. When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar.
What exactly do you mean when you said you did it?
I know I don't look like the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched his knife from him. Okay, I'm sorry. This is something that they've also pointed out. Just because you've seen something done in the movies, on TVs, or you've seen how it's supposed to go, doesn't mean that you're automatically an expert in how to do it yourself.
Big note, Satoshi.
Yeah. There's certainly a whole lot of training that goes into making that muscle memory. You took his knife.
I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. So you did something you've seen in a program, and you did it with your eyes closed.
I mean, he's part of the police force, so those type of maneuvers would be something he would actually be trained in.
Well, that's true. They would teach disarming.
Yeah, but not. I don't think keeping your eyes closed while you're doing it is part of it.
No, that was probably him being scared in the moment.
Oh, Meekins, you are something else. I see. He must have been desperate.
The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of my blood, and then the next thing I knew,
Yes.
he punched me right in my face, sir.
About what time did you regain consciousness?
No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious.
Oh, right. According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30.
Hit me right in the head, too. I woke up crying tears of pain.
That's nice. I mean, nice that you recovered. Good.
When I came through, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir.
Your mission?
Yes, sir. The Blue Badger, sir. I returned him to the entrance before things got out of hand.
Well, we can all rest easy now.
I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened.
Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? He's got a point.
Yes, Officer Meekins.
With regards to that, sir, take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Chief Kid delivered it to me just this morning, sir.
The chief delivered it?
What is that? A videotape?
How many people even know what that even is nowadays?
You want to know something? In my room, and I still have it there back at home. I have an old TV that still has a VCR built into it.
Damn.
Impressive.
And you can hear the thing turn on every time you turn it on and just feel the static from it. I don't play tapes in it anymore because I think there was a case where they probably started out get stuck, but it still works. TV. Sir, that's absolutely right, sir. A videotape, sir. It contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room. Objection!
What? But I specifically asked if there was such a tape. I was told it had been mistakenly erased.
That's quite a mistake.
I just do what I am told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good. God damn, I feel for this guy.
Also, do you see what he's actually fingering there?
Good luck, charm.
It's a charm pouch. Now, if you remember there now from us watching A Happy Marriage, that was what her beloved gave her, remember? It was supposed to have warding properties. In this case, it's probably more or less just a lucky charm, but definitely an interesting little note for this character. Wonder who it came from.
Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever.
Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim.
Oh, please stop using that word murder, sir. It scares me.
But you're a murderer. You've already claimed that.
A video of a real murder? Just what are we getting ourselves into?
Oh dear God.
Hello, Nightmare Fuel. Okay, that was Goodman. I just love it how, am I the only one noticing that every time it goes, there's something covering the face?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we got a good look. We got a look at his face then. Not a good look, but a look at least.
You know, when it came over, where did he go?
Good question.
We didn't see him leave, and there's only one exit out.
Oh.
Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us?
What the hell was that wriggling piece of plywood?
But that is the pride and joy of the entire criminal affairs department, sir. It's the Blue Badger, sir.
Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly?
Yes, well, anyway. This tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter someone in the evidence room in some sort of activity.
Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that all right with you, Officer Meekins?
Yes, sir. As you wish, sir. His face can't be clearly seen in the video. But there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it.
What's
You
just that a
sweet
fingerprint?
Each detective has been given a locker, equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to.
Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have to have been Detective Goodman. Very well, defense may begin its cross-examination.
I don't know where this cross-examination will lead, but everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start. Tell me, were you able to get a good look at him? At the face of the man who attacked you with a knife?
label people as having seen or not seen the man's face. I believe I would be classified as a ladder?
The ladder? But you were standing right in front of him, were you not?
Oh, to the point, you are the person who fought him, aren't you?
Oh, yes, sir, but I didn't get a clear look at his face, sir. I'm not the kind of guy who looks directly at people when talking with them, you see. That's a mood.
Yeah, that's a good trait for a police officer.
Still, I'm sure it was him. I bet my badge on it.
So Meekins got fired.
But you don't know that for sure, do you? You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face.
Well, I suppose you might say that. That is, if you must label people as having seen or not seen it.
Another phone call, perhaps.
I'll be right back. I gotta go check on the stove, but before I do, since this can't be identified in the video, only you can verify it.
Why is everyone looking at me? If I had to label your stares as disturbing or...
Meekins! Having been shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of moods. Now please be more certain when you testify.
Yes, sir.
You claim the man who brandished a knife on you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us why you are positive it was him. About these lockers, is there no other way to open them?
No, sir. I myself tried all kinds of methods in the past. They only respond to registered fingerprints, sir.
Though Ren thought there must be some kind of a failsafe, because if anything happens like the original
Like you
detective...
burn your finger.
Yeah, like, yeah, amputation, firing, or, relevant to this case, death. If the detective whose fingerprint is is registered to that locker is no longer available, then that locker can't be opened. So there's got to be some kind of failsafe in such an event.
I mean, maybe resetting it or a master key of some kind, but just having it linked to one person sounds like...
Recipe for trouble.
I wonder what kind of methods he's tried.
I mean... You know, there is that moment, it's like, do you want to break Beacon's bubble? Because remember the Mythbusters episode of the fingerprint scanners?
Yes, that...
And all the methods they did to fool them, and even a paper copy fooled with one brand of fingerprint scanner.
Yeah. Yeah, that... I mean, yeah, that was part of their whole breaking and entering that episode of, like, spy stuff and whatnot.
I mean, even if it's a biometric where you have to have something warm, I'm pretty sure, like, if you use the gelatin cover over one of your fingers that has the fingerprint of the registered individual you're trying to get into, it'll probably work because it's gonna only register the first one.
Yeah, I mean, even the even the best tech for these kinds of things that's available right now, but doesn't exactly come close to the kind of absolute infallibility that you see in media portrayals. Yeah, to keep conversation going. It seems like it feels like every other line we hear from Meekins just makes him seem sadder and sadder.
Oh, it is.
I mean, he is the meat.
I mean, then again, if you want to get on the tangent, I did find and share the real life or the cooking method I was talking about, as well as what it's called. But it does look like an interesting method.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, I've seen something before, well, similar to it, like over with depictions of people going to luau's. Like they prep the whole pig, wrap it and all the fixings in like banana leaves, and then bury it under the wrapped package under the sand, and on top of hot rocks to cook it low and slow over the course of several hours. Basically one of those things where if someone goes and asks someone when's dinner going to be, I believe the phrase they will use is, it'll be done in Hawaiian time.
I'm back. The man opened the locker's lock, which only responds to its registered fingerprint.
Yeah, welcome back.
Then he must be the person the lock opened.
Exactly my point, sir. And this too.
How do you know that information?
I've heard rumors, sir. From people in the know, sir.
People in the know?
Workers in the department cafeteria, sir. They keep me informed. They also listen to my romantic troubles, sir. Oh, God. I have a...
Beacons, you really really do make things sound more depressing the more we get to know you. For the record, the open locker did indeed belong to Detective Goodman. I verified this information through a more reliable source.
So the victim opened the locker with his own fingerprint.
However, the most important detail is not shown in this video. The man's face.
If I may say something, sir.
Please do. After all, you are the one being examined for murder.
I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir. I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint locker. And it was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir. My unsettled state can't testify enough to this, sir.
Yes, you may have a point. Footage doesn't lie.
That is, unless the defense can find a problem with it.
Mr. Wright, let's check the court record again.
Is there a problem with the security video?
Yes.
Regarding the video contained on this tape, there's one thing in particular that seems rather strange.
Strange, you say.
This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman.
What? This video contains such a direct contradiction?
Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal.
Yes, Mr. Edgewell?
I propose we have the defense point out to us this alleged contradiction in the video. He would want me to point it out.
Very well, proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence, shall we? I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us this contradiction you speak of.
I had to point out a problem in the video. This is the first time I've ever had to do that.
You could do it, Mr. Wright. I believe in you. It's set up so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause the video. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing.
I think I know the point he needs to.
Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video.
How did this guy ever become a police officer?
Copious amounts of bribes, good sir. Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us on this matter. Where is the contradiction that indicates that the man may not be Detective Goodman?
I think we could fast forward to...
And this is what I'm thinking.
Oh.
The thing that's strange about the video has got to be this. Officer Meekins.
Sir, do you mean me, sir?
As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint. If it's a match, the light turns on and the lock is released.
According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir.
If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture.
Okay, the music's coming from there.
When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker, let's rewind to a little earlier. Here, notice the light?
What's this? It's already lit.
Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle.
Oh, so it's Officer Meekins all along. Order, what's the meaning of this?
It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime. But the locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When the door is shut, a sensor is triggered, and the locker is automatically locked.
Oh, I know. It must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert in this.
That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction.
Oh well, it just goes to show no officers should keep their mouth shut. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation for this?
Me, Your Honor?
Yes. Why wasn't the locker locked?
Me, Your Honor? Yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator?
Huh? Oh, maybe something like jam the system sensor?
Something jam the sensor? Say, there's something else that seems out of place in this video.
Yeah, I thought so too. There's gotta be another clue somewhere in this footage.
Very well, let's inspect the video once more. The locker was unlocked, Mr. Wright. Please point out the cause for this. Oh, the paper. Oh, no, glove.
Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier.
Oh, thank God they have the music off.
What, you don't love that song?
I already have enough songs stuck in my head.
Of course, you're listening to so many things singing all the time. What's this? Something white fell out of the locker.
It's been my experience that things fall out when doors are opened. I have to fall out and roll a great distance when I open my thing like right for a second.
Yeah, your car door. And again, every time he speaks, he just gets sadder and sadder. We can't be sure that item was completely inside the locker to begin with.
Are you sure we can't, you know, ode Yeller Meekins? What do you mean by that?
The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door?
Inserted?
This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor.
Just sit there, sir. It's just like my tie. Two out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir. So, how do you... Why is your tie dangling that close to the car door?
Are you really sure we can't just ode Yeller him?
Sometimes it feels like he's like 2 steps away from doing that to himself.
I honestly feels like he needs to be in protective custody in a lovely room where
it does sound like he's a few steps short of his head popping off.
Here's the scary thing. This guy has a license.
But
There
the
was a few
object would
times it
have to be
chokes me.
extremely thin to fit in the door.
Not only that, it would have to block electrical currents. It would need to be an insulator.
Yes, an insulator, but at the crime scene.
There just might have been something that fits the description.
Oh, was there something that we could say?
Yep.
Yeah, we.
Oh, but sir, by insulator, you don't mean...
Yeah, it just kept going on its own.
Yeah.
I think I finally got
It
this
likes to
figured
do
out.
that with Meekin stuff. Very well. Will the defense please present the relevant evidence?
Or at least it does it when people are interrupting.
Yeah.
And stubborn.
What was the insulator that was stuck in the locker door?
I found this near the locker. A thin rubber glove.
But we can't be sure that was in the victim's locker.
It has a tag that says SL9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker. But that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is this not so, Officer Meekins?
Sir, it would appear so, sir.
I knew it. It was always Officer Meekins who did all this. Order, order, order. So are we to believe then that the victim, whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman?
Do not be misled, Your Honor.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility and nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekins, please testify about this.
Sir, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir.
Is this a joke?
Very well, begin your testimony.
There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card.
An ID card record, I see.
I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor. The ID used at 514 is that of the victim.
Report crime. Yes, without doubt this is the victim's ID number. However, one thing does strike me as rather unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why were there so few people using this room?
This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff.
Hearing that makes my hair stand on end.
Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. There were only a few cases up for transfer there, and most were cleared up by noon.
Right, I see. Now let's move on to the cross-examination, please.
So, unlike your earlier testimony, you believe this to be rock solid, do you?
Sir, suddenly no, sir.
Oh. We have
If my hand wasn't one of the bandages. I'd even give the V for victory sign, sir. Didn't he just use his right hand for that?
Let's hear him out fairly, please. As we see, one never knows what he might say until the very last second.
In the way these cases go, yeah. Is that card hanging from your neck one of these ID cards?
Yes, sir. This card right next to my cup, sir. I keep it here so I won't ever forget it.
But what if someone were to steal it from you, keeping it out in the open like that?
Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck. Remember I said 2 out of 3 times I might get stuck when I get out of my car? Well, the remaining time, it's my ID card that gets stuck. Jesus fuck, man.
Yeah. So he's basically saying he gets stuck getting out of his car every single time.
Yeah.
2 out of the 3, it's his tie tried to kill him, and the last one, it's his ID card.
Oh my gosh.
Does this guy even have a license? That's what scares me.
Yeah.
So the door closing, my ID card chokes me.
Maybe I should just leave this one alone. At any rate, each police officer has only one ID card. Both the police department and the prosecutor office can attest to this.
Please proceed with your testimony.
Seriously, is there anything that this guy can say that doesn't make him feel more sadder and more depressing?
Yeah, he does certainly sound like quite the deal, doesn't he?
Let it be noted that this is the record the witness referred to.
Let me see. Yes, that would be it, Detective Goodman.
What's the matter?
According to this, Mr. Edgeworth, your name is on here too.
So it is, Your Honor.
Oh no.
You've got the wrong color, kid!
It would seem the inquiry committee will want to speak with you again today, Mr. Edgeworth.
I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions or their consequences. For now, let us continue with the cross-examination.
Edgeworth, it must be so difficult for him.
Earlier, I believe that you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you.
Yes, sir. He did show me any ID card, sir.
Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife.
Maybe he just panicked.
Everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out.
Mr. Wright, what do you think?
I'm confused.
What?
The problem with this ID card testimony is far too obvious. It's not like Edgeworth to miss something like this.
You're thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show what we got.
Hmm. My thought process is this is the thing that we need to worry about.
Yeah.
Wait, but then again, the door. Remember, it says you need the card to get in. Where was the card found?
Yeah, the same thing as Goodman was trying to file a lost item report. I think we can we can pretty much safely say that the lost item that he filed a report for is a lost ID.
Problem.
Now the question is this the right time to present it, and on what line?
I feel like it would be the...
Oh, it might be here. Time to crime detective head use his card.
First things first. Because in this game series, I am not I'm not above save scumming.
Oh no, because when you fail, it have to start all over.
Yep. That's wrong.
Oh.
Because normally we just keep on going, and that flashing, it means that...
It does. Additional overall, try to think before you make your accusations.
Like I said, not above save scumming.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
You must use their ID card. What's the next line?
Enter the evidence room. One must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used this card.
Ah. And use his card?
I wonder...
I think it's the second one. At the time, to enter the... One must use their ID card.
Oh, wasn't that the one we just did the thing on?
Nah, it was
No,
the
that was the
one.
last one.
So, try the lost item report again, shall we?
Yeah, we can... There we go.
There we go. Wait one moment, Officer Meekins.
I'm not good at waiting, sir.
I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene.
That makes sense.
When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card.
Lost item report. Don't have completed.
But shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report. Let me guess. You believe this something to be his ID card, right? I can't say for sure, but there is a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card.
Order. So now, what does this all mean now, precisely?
It can mean only one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card.
Order. The prosecution have a response to this.
I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo? Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes. What's he up to? That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder. That is... Well, I guess that's right. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago you seemed content to be pointing your finger around. This isn't going to end well. Well. It seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove.
Blame yourself, Mr. Edgeworth.
The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place. At the police department, 5:15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot, at the prosecutor's office. The murderer being Miss Lana Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness. Observe the moment the defender used the murder weapon. Ah! I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning.
The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim of Officer Meekins encountered? And where did this person steer to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman.
Just so, Your Honor.
right. You have to do something or else Lana.
What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess? Might as well.
Objection!
One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven. Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap. What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor.
This court would examine this further. Other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand.
Wait, you mean...
Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness.
Oh, whom do you have in mind?
Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply.
Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have testified. What is his or her name?
Let's get it on.
We're requesting Officer Meekins again.
Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? I can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We should need longer than 20 minutes to prepare.
Very well then. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time?
We will, Your Honor.
Court is now in recess.
We are now, like, at the halfway point of this chapter.
Well, of course we are.
Apple butter bean.
Who's on the bean?
Hey, you said I was here once. I wasn't paying attention.
I only skimmed it once. I didn't skim further. I didn't think you were gonna show up again.
Oh, you're lucky I was still here. I was gonna go grab a snack in a minute.
That would have been
so-
just perfect. That after all this time, it would have been just the case of, hey, I'm back. Did I miss anything? Yeah, we've been waiting for you again.
See, so that's what I said. You're lucky I was literally just about to get up in a minute.
Don't
That's
blame
why
me,
I-
it's not like I have the transcripted skimming.
That's why I was like, what? I'm like, why do you need me? I'm not here. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright?
Huh? What do you mean?
You called for Jake Marshall. Means you figured everything out.
I haven't figured anything out.
Lana. You're the one who knows everything.
Emma?
You always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you.
I don't recall ever asking for his protection.
How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? Oh god, it's our favorite dick.
Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, yes I am. I'll come back later.
Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it?
You've got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run all around while on duty. And top it off, you called me here. I didn't have to people at the funeral. Choose unbeing.
Sorry, detective.
I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky.
That's okay. So have you brought my ass?
Oh, ho, 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 ho. You mean this, right?
My apologies, detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was supposed to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request.
My name?
Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. But I brought you to bring me the SO9 incident files. I'll need them back and talk about right.
The SL9 incident?
But Lana, that's...
I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I brought them here. Here, you might as well read them. I can't believe you were the chief prosecutor. Oh, fuck. No, I did that.
Oh, you read the line, so I think we're good here.
I didn't finish it.
Can't believe you were chief prosecutor were a witness in that case.
Miss Sky was a witness?
Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with serial murders.
Yeah, most people wouldn't.
Wait, the fact that this is in the section was devoted to things involving the police, that means it must be a serial killer that was part of the force.
Perpetrator Joe Dark. Crime, serial murder, sentence, death. Victims: Edward Jones, Jason Knight, Edith Kirby, Rachel Moss, Jeb Bates, Neil Marshall. Trial data: Head prosecutor Miles Edgeworth. Witnesses: Lana Skye, Emma Skye. Investigation Task Force: Executive investigators Damon Gant, Lana Skye. Head investigator Bruce Goodman. Investigators Jake Marshall, Angel Starr.
Oh, what? Now that I've brought you your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me?
Emma? But why? Why is your name in here?
What? My name's in there? I don't know unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana! This SL9 incident, is that...
Choose on
That's the
Dan.
classic number the police followed it under. I swear, I'm like, I'm getting to it. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe... I
Dark.
don't know how to pronounce it. Oh, Dark. Dark
Yes, sir.
killing. Well, I wasn't sure if you were silent. Forgive them.
Joe Dark? No. No, Lana! That's over with. No.
Emma, wait! She ran away.
You know what? I just remembered I gotta be somewhere. Sorry about, but I'm out of here.
Thanks a lot, Dick. Jake Marshall, Angel Starr, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence.
Knowing you might be able to figure it out. And to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright, best of luck.
I'm gonna take a good look at this file. And that is the first half.
Nice.
Time for the trial ladder.
Choose on Dan. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Skye.
Emma didn't come back. Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime.
Okay. I was about to say, this better not be me again right when I'm about to get up. I'm like,
Oh no, it would have been you. Don't worry. I'm only here
Yeah.
for a second. It's gonna be your character after this.
oh boy.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
Me, partner? Oh, I'm just a man, same as you, wandering the trails of civilization.
Occasionally helping the elderly cross the intersections when needed. Yes, we get it.
Oh, I know, you're a patrolman. As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling winds calling out.
You know what? When this character's on the screen, kind of makes me wish MT was here so we can get some commentary on how authentic this is.
I mean, we could always share a few lines with C, get his thoughts later, or we can poke him later to look at.
You know what? How about we just give him a general poke?
To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. Howling wind? I never heard Edgeworth described that way before.
I'm harder.
Oh gosh. For those of you who can't see, which is pretty much anyone watching this, Orsk has just been massive spamming, poking MT.
Oh yes.
Oh god, everyone's getting in on it now.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are bad instigators. That is all you need to know.
You know what? I can perfectly picture him flailing under all the adpos.
Oh, what needs to be confirmed?
I guess it's a Texan for a Texan thing, I'm guessing. Because I'm just wondering, why do we need him again?
Yeah, because Jake Marshall's going all in on the Texas cheese, and everyone here. I mean, I was just saying it as a passing joke. I wasn't really expecting to come in, but
you underestimate how easy it is to get under MT's skin with all the pokes. You know he's flailing at the moment.
But yeah, considering MT is one person we know who is actually from Texas. Oh. Why is it I seem to find myself drawn to friends who are just absolutely incorrigible?
I mean, I'm not gonna deny that I've always thought that I've been drawn. The most interesting people are drawn to me. Oh boy. Now the question is. Oh dear. You know it's bad when now A has to get it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are sorry, but it now seems that Nay has come into the chat where the poke is happening. It is basically dragging us out by the ears. So sad.
Mankind has a god-given right to poke random shit with sticks.
Get your butts back in here.
Oh my god, he's
IMT.
point.
Oh,
I knew the stick would work.
Wait, it actually worked? I walked away for a second.
Yes, it apparently did. IMT. We know we don't have you for long.
Oh, these idiots are just incorrigible. I am so sorry.
You might want to advance this so he can actually see you.
Oh, no. Here's the worst part.
Yes.
It's a session that I'm actively recording.
Oh God.
Sorry.
Okay. So, to give you the bullet point, we've gotten to the point in the fifth case of Phoenix Wright where we are now going to be cross-examining the character of Jake Marshall, who is going really over the top into the whole Texas Ranger motif. And
Yeah.
I made what was intended to be a passing joke about if only we had MT in here who could confirm how authentic this is. And these louts all went and took that passing joke out and took it to an extreme I had no intention of it going.
To be fair, I wasn't paying attention. I just like to join in on the fun.
It was 10 pings in under 3 minutes.
I knew that would have you flailing, so it would at least get some response.
This is
You know
going
Okay, so
wildly
what's
off
the
the
deal?
rails.
Now you might want to advance it so we can see Marshall.
That
Right.
or do the past dialogue too.
You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place. Is this correct?
My God, he's actively flipping trimming with a knife.
With a knife, yes. And he does tip from his hip flask occasionally, too. What do you mean? A desperado soul is as boundless as the desert sands. No papers can sum it up. So is this authentic Texan? Or, well, authentic knockoff
He
Texan?
is definitely being over the top.
Hugs. Go
So-
back to your recording,
yeah.
buddy.
I apologize again for these idiots.
No, you're fine. I didn't see the character model before. That's what I was finding funny.
Oh yeah, you should
He's
see
just
like,
like,
all the different
yes, I'm
animations
just sitting
this
here
guy
with a
does.
knife in the middle of a courtroom. This is totally allowed.
Yeah. Well,
It's even
he's-
better because he's the officer.
Yeah, he's an officer. To be
Okay,
he's
fair
a security
point.
guard officer, but that's besides the point.
Oh God.
He was a detective though, before he got demoted.
Yeah, but yeah, he likes to shave his beard with that knife, drink from his flask, and nom on some convenient sticks of beef jerky.
Yeah. Well, also speaking very, very, very cowboyish.
Yeah. So yeah. Thanks for stopping by. Regardless of, again, the aforementioned dum-dums, just going overboard.
Now.
Everybody just going like, hey, yo, we need to get him in here. Everyone.
Well,
We
you're
basically
a
just
resident Texan.
Yes, the equivalent of unrushing the room, tying you up and just saying against your will, you come with us. We need your confirmation.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, and
Like,
remember,
I
we are
just knew if I
streaming
poked you
this.
a
This
few
is all
times, you
happening
would
live.
fail.
So, yeah, theoretically, we could at some point go back and clip all this of just being the whole section of everyone goes and pesters MT because we need the Texans' point of view.
Well, you're the one who brought it up, so you.
I
were the
wasn't
first one to
intending
put-
on you actually following through it!
Hey, you put that evil in the air. We just rolled with it. So the onus is really on you at the moment.
Ugh. If I ever get the lot of you into a game where I'm DMing, you are going to suffer for this.
Worsk already makes me suffer.
I'm GMing your game and you're making me already suffer. I'm kidding. It's my fault that I literally put 4 dudes in a flipping alleyway, and I forgot that you cast Fireball at flipping level 1.
Yeah, a little bit of context. My character in that particular campaign is an alchemist who.
Don't get me started on the loincloths. I flipping derailed the session for like an hour as I had to flipping bullcrap my way through that.
I had to do a science!
No, that's fair. I was just like, okay, how can I make this actually valuable instead of wasting your time?
Oh, so much fun. But, yeah.
We should have this stream open because I wonder if anyone that's watching now is just like watching this like.
But yeah, we've kept you from your campaign long enough.
No, you're good. I'll catch you later.
Yeah, you
have
take
a good
care.
one.
Bye.
Have fun.
Bye.
Alright. Fun too. Later.
Later. And as for you, reprobates, let's get back to the matter at hand here, because we have sorely gotten derailed.
Oh, I'm not sorry. Maybe it's best to get on this quickly then.
You know what? I agree, Judge. I agree wholeheartedly. And how fitting that the first thing that happens once we get back, once we try to get back to it, is the gavel coming down saying, "Cut the crap and let's get back to business."
That's what I was just thinking. I'm like,
You can already tell I'm on my second drink.
Oh, goody. At this rate, I should go and make myself my first, if this is how it's going to go. I still got some rum and some RC left.
Ooh, there you go. I'm on my second cider. Please share with us your testimony on the day of the crime.
Or if anyone wanted to go in streamer drinking mode, I do have some cans of lemon strong zero left.
Oh, I was about to ask if you had any of your special drinks left.
Yep. I've mostly been saving them for when watching that VTuber anime. But I still do have 2 lemon, 2 grapefruit, and I forget the third one. I want to say peach.
We still do need to pay her a visit again. It's been ages.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I've just been enjoying some nice ciders. Had a nice blackberry when I'm now on my apple.
In
plain English. In plain old English. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. That said, I was supposed to knock around 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. As far as the room's protected by 2 kid systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at the street side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man, if you're out of ammo at the time I hit the trail.
Did he low-key said I was at the bar when I was supposed to be at work?
Yeah. I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining.
Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems?
I mean the security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those.
Yes, well, what about the fingerprint-activated locks on the evidence lockers?
Fingerprint activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those?
He's not being very helpful. I could say the same about you lot.
What did I do?
Hey, no, you instigated this, and then we all went down onto it.
I say, what did I do?
You were involved. You were part of it. You gave him a poke.
I didn't
Don't
poke
say you
him.
didn't.
Because you handed me a stick.
Okay, so I see how to bring you a nickname on anything. I just need to hand him the stick.
And you did poke, Scorpio.
He's not that good with machines. Or with following orders.
Everyone's got their weaknesses, now don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours. Choose ending.
How exactly did you keep an eye on the evidence room?
I just made sure nothing moved and secured the camera monitor. That room's so still. Yeah, even Tom does, and now I was just caretaker who wouldn't tell the report.
You interred them.
Videos of nothing off that useful when time would come, I'd register, the rest of them.
If nothing unusual is recorded, tapes are to be erased every 6 hours.
Each time I'd erase a tape, it felt like I was erasing a part of my life.
This guy has a flair for the dramatic, but it isn't going to do him any good. So in actuality, you don't physically enter the evidence room. But you made your rounds at the day of the crime, right?
Ain't you heard a word I said, partner? I told you that ain't my style.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
No desperado I know lets rules get in his way.
No desperados I know join the police force.
Actually, a fair few did. So, Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime. Just between you and me, I didn't step foot in the evidence room that day. There was a rubber glove stuck in the victim's locker. Do you know anything about that? Sorry, partner, can't say I rightly do. I haven't been in that grip in weeks.
How does this guy avoid being fired?
Because I know where all the corpses are too.
You used to be a detective, so you've used the evidence room in the past, correct?
Of course, back in the day my luck was a gold mine of evidence.
And yet, you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism?
Sorry, partner, I ain't good with machines. I couldn't even tell you how a bark worked.
That's quite, incredible. The sensor on the locker handles cannot be seen. It's well known that some detectives are unaware of their presence. Now that he mentions it, Detective Gumshoe said something like that too.
At any rate, it doesn't seem that this is relevant to the crime. Can you tell us what you were doing when the crime took place?
what were you doing in a place like that?
I was eating spaghetti. Not even angel steak lunch can beat that palace Von Gogh sepia pasta. I'm guessing Von Gogh.
And MT over over in the chat saying spaghetti in a saloon.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, he's now in the live chat seeing this, isn't he?
Oh, yay.
IMT! We are not sorry
IMT.
for dragging this to you.
I am.
And that's one of the things that gives me a hope nickname. Not like these other two reprobates.
Hey, no, he poked MT with a stick. He's part of the problem too.
Look, I didn't want him to actually join. I just thought we were just messing around and doing stuff, and you gave me the stick.
I did give you the stick. I did not, though, tell you to use it. I simply handed it to you.
Yes, you used it of your own accord.
These are the same two who, when we have like an anime viewing night, are also constantly trying to encourage the Bean to stay up late when the Bean quite clearly stated they need to go to bed.
But he can handle 96 hours up. I have faith in his strength.
Indeed.
You have more faith in me than I do.
Oh, perish the thought, my buddy. You're stronger than you believe.
They are very poor influences.
What? I'm sure he could stay awake for 240 hours. What's the worst that'll happen?
I could give a long list, but I'm not going to because, well, we got more that we can focus on than that.
Do you mean to tell us you abandon your police duties to eat some noodles? Not all desperados eat tacos, partner.
And due to some of the other bad influences that I hang around, I can't resist making the punny wordplay. This guy just likes his tasty nudes.
They send us nudes. And I mean noodles, of course, Twitch. Noodles.
Oh my. Poor May being corrupted by nickname. What a sad, sad fate.
I'm not talking about nickname. You remember, I hang out with Captain.
I know, but you also hang out with nickname.
To be fair, Captain, yeah, he's out there.
Mm-hmm. You should see how the one character I've been using in the one campaign that he's running, not the one that's the old Thursday campaign that he actually streamed. I'm talking about the one that he can't stream.
Oh, the Saturday one?
Yeah.
Oh, you've been told me, and some of the details, yeah. Probably could make a sailor
Isn't that
blush
the one with
twice
the
over.
IKEA in your ass?
To be fair, you also haven't seen my group mom. She's a group mom, but she was also a kinky son of a bitch.
Yeah, but is she so kinky that she is basically Pony Slanesh?
Yes, actually, to some extent.
I'm feeling that before we get too deep into it and you do a accidental slip, might want to put a pin in that when we're not streaming.
Yeah.
Just in case. Because we are riding the danger line.
Yeah, we can leave that particular character up to people's imagination.
Well, that's not what I meant. I hope this has at least taught you a lesson.
again, you see the kind of people I end up finding myself surrounded with.
We're perfect members of society.
You're one of the good ones. Nickname. It's
Nickname's one of the good ones. My nickname's the most deplorable one of out of all of us. Just look at them. Look at the evil scheming behind those eyes. What machinations is he up to at this point?
I mean, at the same time, you gotta remember, I also have dived into those waters of those dank waters that is being a GM.
I know.
Same.
I mean, of course, I'm pretty sure that at least, if memory serves, Scorpio was in that one thing I GM'd where I dropped the equivalent of a legendary blowfly on the entire party.
I was, and it was glorious.
I'll just say for that situation that I promised that I wouldn't kill anyone's characters. Although I can understand why no one believed me when I dropped that enemy on them. Still one of my favorite moments.
Minus the dancing, impromptu dance party with the scorpion that nickname did.
I mean, that was one of my first instances being on the DM side where the whole "don't give the DM ideas" ended up working out to where, wait a minute, I'm gonna run with this. This sounds fun.
You'd be surprised how many times I do that with red hairs.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, you would be surprised. That's why not everything is discussed in the open.
You give me so many ideas. You're always telling me good ones to make use of them to unleash upon other players.
Yeah, you know what? In that one, I'm the instigator. I'm the one that constantly throws out all these ideas, and I know they're horrible, but I do it just because I'm that one guy.
Oh no, I do it. But I just don't. But I just do it to fuck with the others.
My.
Oh.
How do we get back to the point?
Oh,
Yes,
this is one where
this train wreck.
I mean, we've already wrecked the train already. We're just now sitting in the smoldering wreckage at this point. That's strange. This is usually where Edgeworth says, "Did you not want to raise this year?" Out of ammo, Officer Marshall.
That's right, partner. Or as they call it, evidence. You plan to pin me into this crime, then you better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. Must be a hole for waiting to carry me back.
At the risk of another tangent, now that line there is just making my mind play a rock song. I don't remember the name of it, but one of the lyrics is, "I'm wanted, dead or alive." Things like, "I'm on a steel horse I ride." I just can't remember the name of that song.
It's Wanted, Dead or Alive. That's literally the name of the song by Bon Jovi.
Ah.
On a steel horse I ride. Yep. That's the name of the song, Dead or Alive.
One thing seems haven't seen anything. X's don't take orders from anyone. Everyone knows that.
Apparently your superiors don't, and I'm not going to make any commentary because I know you idiots are going to run with it.
I mean, I was about to comment here. I mean, MT sure showed up real quick when we summoned him. Love you, MT.
Okay, I have a trump card up my sleeve, so I'd best keep my cool. Before I use it, though, I'd better up the ante. So let's see, what to use. Because this is obviously our trump card right here, Marshall's fingerprints. Now, what to present and where?
Well, the thing is, we have one more person that entered that room that is unaccounted for.
Yeah, but we also don't know what Marshall's number is.
I mean, there's only one other person, and Marshall's blood prints had to have ended up somehow. So he's had to have gone into the room, which would narrow down that it could be his number.
Yep, and if that is his number, that contradicts his testimony of he hasn't been in there at least.
So perhaps...
Because we know the big gun is the bloody handprint, so it's gotta be the ID card record.
Yeah, because... Well, it didn't save, so let's try this.
Oh,
That's
wrong.
That's wrong. Hmm.
Oh, it might be there.
When was the check-in for the 777 number? Because it was the earliest.
420. So 20 minutes before Miles Edgeworth went in. Definitely one I don't remember, this one in particular, so trying to refigure it out.
I could probably... what hint does it give?
Yeah.
Wait. Oh. That could be it.
Yeah. What are you thinking?
He said that there were 2 security systems.
Mm-hmm.
But he named them. The lockers themselves have a security system. So technically, wouldn't that be 3?
Yeah.
They later bring that up.
Yeah, we brought that up during the press. Yeah, we have the currently unidentified number at 420, Miles Edgeworth at 440, Meekins at 450, and Bruce Goodman and Meekins at both at 514.
Yes, they do want you to present that there. Oh. I guess they do want you to present that. The fingerprints.
So that would be probably here at the end then.
There are 2 spots for it, but they want the fingerprints on the answer.
Looks like that's it. Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd? That is, you being called in to testify like this. After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime.
And yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner.
It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Or to be exact, a handprint.
Listen real well, good, partner. Like I said, I'm a caretaker of that bridge. I pay my respects, does make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprint will be in now.
I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood.
Witness, what's the meaning of this? Your blood-stained fingerprint was a crime stain.
The blood was wiped away, however. A luminal test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall?
Seems to me there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders.
I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall? About the blood-stained fingerprints?
Very well, you may begin your testimony about your fingerprints, good sir. Found at the scene of the crime, no less. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints being that evidence. One of them just happened to be at the same time as the blood-stained handprint. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was touching. Blood-stained fingerprint completely around and related. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See, I had nothing to do with it.
Wait.
The witness's explanation appears valid. Although there's plenty of room for doubt. Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
This guy's hiding something. I can feel it. Now's my chance to prove it.
You'll prove nothing, partner.
That's because you... How did you put it? Pay your respects once a month?
Yeah, that's right. That and one more thing. That like it happens to be mine. What? What do you mean? I mean what I said. That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. All that's in there now, though, is a heap of broken dreams.
I see.
Strange my prints went all over that locker.
Apparently his fingerprint data was never removed from that locker's programming. He must have been using the fingerprint block all this time without ever knowing it. So then, what about the bloody handprint?
Was mine still mystery? Please explain yourself. My luck is still with my fingerprints. Just so happened.
The chances of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1.
On the contrary, one could argue just the opposite chances of that not. Happening all 1,000,000 to 1. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward from me with a mere fingerprint. You wanna know why?
Unrelated?
They're as different as night and day. Kinda like cereal on cereal. One's gotta do with breakfast, the other's a type of murder. He's right, although seemingly alike, they're totally different.
I don't see what homonyms have to do with this. How do you know that?
I may be a loner, but I still do my right job. I talk on the board.
There was a bloodstain at the scene, thought to be left by the murderer. That's right. It was found on Detective Gumshoe's locker. However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint. Yeah, I think we tried that too.
So that would mean murderer wearing gloves. Have to place their hand on top of Marshall's fingerprint. That's the only logical conclusion, partner. Are you starting to get the picture now, partner?
The picture?
This seal of blood in the desert is just food for the buzzards. There's only one reality, and that's this.
The security tape?
So long as my trail isn't in there, you can't say otherwise. This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now then, continue your testimony on.
What do you mean by that?
You wanna tie me to this crime, isn't that right, partner? So that video is the only direct evidence you have.
But that video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots.
Blind spot.
Places you can't see. The camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, they could leave the room without being caught on tape.
Objection!
We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright.
Well, try to show us evidence in this video that indicate Officer Marshall's present. Please do so now.
Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall.
I mean, I believe there is an actual few scenes where we actually get to see the face of the person.
Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making the mistake.
Now then, let's have another look at that video. Show us in this incriminating evidence of the witness, Officer Jake Marshall. Went past it.
Nope. I have no what.
Oh.
Bringing our attention back to the security camera is a mistake I'm afraid you'll soon not forget, Officer Marshall.
The days are short in Texas, and so are tempers. Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less?
Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video.
Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner.
The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video.
And that lock of the white cloth, but that was the witnesses, I believe.
Now then, let's rewind the video a little bit.
What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall?
When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then, it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away.
Order, it would seem that stole your horses. Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man. So what if my locker was open? That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened the lock and stuck it in. It's not my fault he happened to choose mine.
Once again, those lockers.
Yeah, his ignorance to how tech works is coming back to bite him in this case.
Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man?
This guy isn't just playing dumb. He really doesn't know. I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker.
Oh yeah, I call your bluff. You say I open that locker, now prove it. A fingerprint sensor.
We talked about this earlier today. The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to.
But what kind of crazy talk is this?
Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this.
In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people in the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks at all.
So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less?
I only got one word for you, partner. No. Order, 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 witness, explain yourself. This is a joke, it's the worst I've ever heard.
I assure you this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime.
Ole, please answer the question.
What is he now, a bullfighter?
Of course he is.
That's alright, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure the rest out from here.
We can.
Have a look at these floor plans. There's no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall.
That's so, then where was the witness?
It seems Mr. Wright has an answer. That's right. The only possible conclusion.
Oh well then, let's hear it.
Officer Marshall was standing right here.
Yeah, but that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was.
Correct. Unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in this video is Officer Marshall. It was you, dressed up like Detective Goodman. But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure. May I point out that, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman? He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted.
I entered the evidence room. I asked him to show his card, sir. Yes,
Yes, and how did Detective Goodman respond?
He suddenly pulled a knife on me.
Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had his ID card, why didn't he just show it?
Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying out.
The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodsman's picture is on his ID card.
Oh, I get it.
If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would realize the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall?
You've got quite an imagination, partner. We got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence.
Circumstantial evidence? He's still denying it.
You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim. I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition, good sir. Can't say I care for your beer, but you don't see me complaining. Oh, well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim?
Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that.
I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat.
This can't be happening. It's so obvious he's the one. What can I do? It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you've run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics. The basics? For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me.
Oh, hey! I'm here!
Oh, nickname showed up.
Look! Ghost Me is here! Phoenix. You know what? Fuck, I'm doing Ghost voice. Phoenix, try thinking outside the box.
I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. But rather, I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise. Why do you think this locker was opened in the first place?
What do you mean?
There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. And yet he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later as it has been. Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker.
According to the defense's argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman typed the crime. When that crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason.
The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside.
So, just what exactly is this piece of cloth?
Perhaps the video is the key to all our unanswered questions. I don't have any evidence, so this video is my only shot.
Very well, let's take yet another look at the security tab. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloth. Oh, probably because it was blood covered. Please show us why. And of course we have Satoshi's favorite music. Oh, there we go. Shoulder. That's very obvious.
For some reason, you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room, though I don't know to what end yet.
Yet.
However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID and card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood.
A bloody white coat.
You couldn't just walk out like that. So you hid the coat in your locker.
Not bad, partner. Now then, Officer Marshall. Are you ready to tell us the truth? Looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, you were only half as persistent then as you are today. We all wouldn't have had to be here now would we?
Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did. All of it.
Alrighty. Seems time has come. I had to deal with that day. I just couldn't stand by and let it die. I stole Detective's ID, and just like him, I planned to take out the evidence. I was expecting Officer Meekins to knock him out. And managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on the camera. There wasn't any mud in the evidence room at 5:15. So the supposed victim was really you.
But there's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be?
Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he's the donor.
It was way too much blood for such a small donation. Yeah, I mean, the amount of blood that was there isn't just, oh, I cut myself. So it was like, oh God, I lost too much blood. Someone give me more blood. When you say it, you mean
Do you even have to ask, partner?
the SL9 incident. 2 years have passed since that case was closed. It was going to completely end with a transferal that day.
Not if I had anything to do with it. That incident's not over, mind you.
But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room?
When the case is closed, only case's lead detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time. No matter what the cost. Don't care what anyone says, partner, that case is mine.
But Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it?
That day was my last chance, that's why I...
Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman?
I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transfer, huh?
I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere.
So you did it to fool the security camera.
And a detective's ID card. I stole that the morning of the incident.
So that really was why Goodman started filling out that lost item report.
I returned his ID card. Left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office, some parking lot.
The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight.
What do you mean, partner?
I mean the fingerprint-activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself. But you could, just because the rubber glove just happened to get stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off?
Let's just say I was a little surprised. When I planned on being in the office room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in there in that short time.
You mean kind of like how a nickname wouldn't expect a lion to come up when he would just hop out for like 5 minutes to go to the bathroom or get a snack?
Yep.
Yeah.
Officer Meekins certainly is a 1 in a million type of person. Mistaken detective for an intruder in the band need to be shown his ID.
I'll have to think a little more about his raise this year. When did Hedgeworth get so much influence?
In a way, he threw himself at me and I ended up cutting him slightly. Sorry it had to turn out that way. But me knocking him out and everything.
By the way, what happened to your knife?
Oh, you mean this one?
I don't know what to say.
So you knocked off some Meekins out and...
So you did your research beforehand.
Those who go into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. I didn't think it would make a difference, though, to security tap his arrest every 6 hours. If all had gone as planned, no footage would have been left.
However, you bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins.
Someone was in a security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. Open my lock and stash it in there.
What was Officer Meekins doing during that time?
What else? He was sleeping like a baby. So what you're saying is on that day...
But the blood found at the scene certainly indicates a crime took place.
What are you, blind?
Yes.
The victim shown on that table is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner.
So you stole the evidence from the locker?
Actually, no I didn't.
Why not?
When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. What? Mr. Edgeworth, where is that evidence?
It's still missing, Your Honor. Goodman's
Wait a
locker was
sec.
already empty?
Don't we have that stuff?
Someone else stole the evidence. Pieces of it, yeah. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing?
Wait, pardon. It's a free country after all. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer.
Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer. This is no small offense. Because, yeah, I'm pretty sure we talked a bit in the past stream about how when your crimes involve federal servants, or what I'm blanking on what the term is, but like the people who that kind of line of work, that drastically ups the what happens to your punishment for those cases.
Mm-hmm.
Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. It can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary. Not that salary cuts are ever a valid solution.
Like I said, this isn't your case, this is mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with. The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more.
But that case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it?
That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room.
Joe Dark was convicted for his crimes. One thing I can say for sure is he deserved his sentence.
I remember the Joe Dark case. It involved serial murders, didn't it? I don't pretend to complain about how it turned out, but there's something that still bothers me. Something went down at that trial. Something no one would talk about. What happened? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out.
Why is he so concerned with that incident? Maybe I should present him with what I think is his real reason is. I have a feeling we'd wind up here sooner or later. Everyone involved here is related in some way to that case. Better take another look at the files.
Neil Marshall. He lost a brother. I'm guessing.
Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident.
Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner.
I have the SL9 incident file here. The name Marshall is mentioned in here. In a list of murder victims. Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man? Neil Marshall?
Yeah. Sure you've heard the name. 2 years ago. He received the same lousy prosecutor award you got. What? A prosecutor?
He must be talking about the King of Prosecutors Award. Now I remember. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did.
That's right, he was killed. And the case still in your hands. But what's his relation to you? He was my brother. He was investigating the murders with Damon Gaunt and then Deputy Chief of Police. The group of detectives I was part of worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. Joe Doc. My brother fought Doc and was killed. That was the first time Doc left behind any evidence. That was all needed. And that's why he was in the room, because it involved the prosecutor. He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed. At least according to the public records. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Doc. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight.
And that's it. That's your reason for your insane actions?
It was one of my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me. Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime.
That was the last day the SL9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled. Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. The things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. At exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department. Chance? It's gotta be more than just that.
So, if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's office parking lot was the real one.
Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye.
I want to note they still haven't brought up how long it took for him to bleed out. But we've seen that in the autopsy report.
Yeah, because that's one thing that's just kind of glaring. I mean, that still is an elephant in the room.
So it seems to me he probably got ganked in the evidence room. The tape got taken out, and then he was stuffed inside of Edgeworth's charger now for him to bleed out and die.
But wait, a verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial.
Objection!
Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today. But there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department.
Seems to me this boy's got the draw on you, partner.
All the mysteries at the police department have been resolved. No doubt about it. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Skye. And the testimony of one Miss Angel Starr is completely incontestable. If you have a response, make it a single word or less. Ah! I rest my case.
It seems this trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt.
Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time disproving the alleged murder at the police department. There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security camera's tape really was fake. But I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana's guilty.
Now then, the time for the verdict has arrived. This court defines the defendant.
Your Honor, wait!
Maya would be proud.
And Emma just blatantly cut down Marshall without a word.
Emma!
The defense has an objection. A scientific objection. Right?
What do you mean, right?
Mr. Wright, are you this girl's guardian?
Your Honor? Oh, in a sense.
Please, Your Honor, I'm all asking is for a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please.
I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute, I'll give you 3.
I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referred to the Joe Dark killings.
Now that she mentions it, the names of both Sky Sisters were in that file.
That's when I figured it out. I mean, whatever was trying to do that day. So I knew his fingerprint had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing. The other handprint.
You mean the traces of blood found on Detective Gumshoe's locker?
But no fingerprints were found on it, right?
No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So, I ran over there and looked at it again.
So, did you find something?
No.
Huh?
Sorry, I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all.
Is that all?
Please don't be mad, I'm just a high school student.
And I'm just an attorney.
Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. We can't find something wrong with them. Please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you.
Me? Oh boy.
Time's up. Now then, Mr. Wright. With regards to the incident at the police department, does any reasonable doubt still remain?
I
mean, it's not just that blood mark, it's the other one too.
It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this?
Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be of more use. But still, can't find anything wrong with that blood mark. Why will be?
please answer my question, Mr. Wright? We don't have all day, yeah?
Yes, Your Honor. If I ever need to concentrate, it's now. What could be wrong with that handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker? Maybe something I'm missing.
Objection!
This handprint left at the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction. The only thing that seems clear is your grasping, Mr. Wright.
You've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them?
Yes, this is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something is missing. Missing? You mean something hasn't been drawn on there? Yes, something that, when drawn, will completely change the meaning of the blood mark.
Let us pray the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright.
With all this evidence here, there's gotta be something I can use.
The question is which item can prove something is missing in the floor plans. I mean, don't we have our own floor plan? Wait, yeah, that is miss. Actually, no, it was there. What about that piece of plywood?
The Blue Badger, mascot of the police force. Defender of truth, guardian of proof. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright.
Oh yeah, it was in the way, wasn't it?
Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. The Blue Badger is not here.
So?
So, watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Well?
Well, what?
That's right. So long as the Blue Badger is dancing there, it would be impossible to place a handprint at this spot on the locker.
What? So that means, just exactly what does that mean?
It means it can't be done.
What are you saying? Blood traces were undeniably found on that locker.
Don't look at me. I didn't put it there.
Mr. Wright, think it through scientifically.
Emma.
On that afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the Blue Badger to the evidence room, right? After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker.
So that must mean this blood mark was left there before the Blue Badger was brought in.
Just one moment. I will not allow such far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom.
That's a word you don't hear used too often nowadays.
What, far-fetched or balderdash?
The latter.
Yeah.
I mean, how often in anywhere close to casual conversation do you think I think most people these days use the phrase balderdash?
Once every 3 days.
For real?
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
Huh. I guess different circles.
No, indeed.
It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice. But how? One time was captured on this tape, taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand, from which a trivial amount of blood fell. The problem is, the other time. Someone bled prior to the struggle shown on this tape. It had to have been Detective Goodman when he was really murdered. That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim. The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be a fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker. So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred. When did the first incident occur?
Wouldn't this now be the autopsy report? To summarize, the defense claims that prior to Officer Meekins being cut by Jake Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in that evidence room.
That's right. The blood mark on the locker proves this.
Very well, then tell us. When did this first incident occur? As Mr. Edgeworth said, proof must be presented.
Proof that shows when the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence that can show that.
Now then, will the defense please present its evidence? Are we now going to be talking about the hearing? Is it going to be the autopsy report?
Let's give it a shot. This is the proof. It's quite simple, you see. If it's so simple, then don't get it wrong. Huh?
If was an acceptable excuse, we wouldn't need police. Wait, what?
Probably
First,
not.
the crime
Probably not the right time for that yet.
took place before the Blue Badger was brought to the room, right? Say, when was the Blue Badger brought there anyway?
Oh, the card reader.
Do we have a chart this thing a bunch of times or something? So we might have jumped a gun on that one.
Okay.
Oh, this is the 77 number.
Yeah. Yeah, 7 squared.
If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter it. In order to do so, an ID card would have been required.
Need an ID card. Oh, the ID card ripped it.
Officer Meekins brought the Blue Badger panel into the evidence room at...
Let's see here, 4:50 p.m. Crime took place before that time, then it would be 4:40 p.m. Ah! Miles Edgeworth. Just what have you done now? I never would have figured you had a nerve, boy.
Drop the act, witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me.
Nope, I ain't getting it. I'm afraid I don't understand either.
It's clear from the luminol test that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood. That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer. I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible.
That would mean crime must take place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room.
Let's look at the chart again. There's only one other card number remaining. 7777777.
Talk about a lucky number. But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room?
Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with 7777777. That's a mouthful.
Just say 7 by 7, because it's 7 sevens. Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ass, find out whose ID number is 7 by 7.
That's 1 7 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card. At least, at present. What?
Explain yourself, son.
The ID number 7 by 7 belongs to someone with a rank of captain or higher. Someone who is a so-called executive officer. We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity. But that's ridiculous! Just how? I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There is one situation in which we can be granted such authority.
If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted.
An official charge?
You're all like, aren't you? For your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates.
I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate it if you would keep your slander to yourself.
Slander, is it? Okay. Let me ask a question then.
Yes.
No, not to you, to her, the defendant sitting over there. Your own little executive.
Lana? Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course we've looked up her ID number. And it's not 7 by 7.
Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask. All I want to know is one thing about that incident. Yes or 9 incident. Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? Nickname, Chomp.
Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor?
You've been bitten.
Oh, I couldn't find Mr. Edgeworth. I didn't think I'd be back.
You're gonna be in this case until the end,
Well,
or you're gonna be
hey,
sprinkled in.
I'm about to say, Scorpio, you son of a bitch, you told me I'd only be at the beginning, so I
I
didn't pay
didn't skip
attention.
all the way through.
I recall that now. Yeah, you said nickname was barely in this, if memory serves me well.
So I haven't been paying attention.
I just skimmed.
My.
I didn't skip through the whole thing.
Such lacking in attention to your job, good sir. You are one who has all of the shit for this trial in before you. You should know who comes when.
I will bite you.
And I will bite you back.
Okay.
You sure you want him biting you back? Because I've heard stories about what happens when the Canadians get all uppity.
I
Well,
mean, I
this
can
is
go
the-
get my trench spike if you need it.
Oh my.
Who doesn't love a triangular wound?
Oh
Does that
my.
make it painful to actually, and well, almost impossible to seal up.
I mean, that's technically why those blades or that style is technically forbidden.
I mean, I think I remember Geneva mentioned something about those, but I mean, Canada doesn't exactly,
Actually, want to make that worse? Take one of those
Yes.
blades and they had it to where they had it. It also gave injections as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Worries.
Delali.
As we now talk about the Geneva suggestion, but moving on.
Mm-hmm.
2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At the time, we...
Occasionally, we
on.
felt the powerlessness of the law. At least I did.
Lana?
I became a prosecutor in order to press the crime with the law. I realized that we were the ones being suppressed by the law.
Defendant, just what are you saying? I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look me, an investigating that crime, in the eye and say that you did? Chief Prosecutor, you didn't. Choose
I don't
on.
have to awesome, Michael.
Why won't you answer him?
Drastic crime requires drastic measures. It's just the way it is. We did what we had to for him in order to get the verdict he deserved.
But Lana.
Even if it involved forging evidence.
See? That's what I'm talking about.
And even now, we're seeing the foundations of the dark age of the law in action. No. No!
Order.
Lana's remarks caused such a stir. The chaos in the courtroom could not be quelled. The conclusion of the trial, I have to wait until the following day.
Dun dun dun.
Whew!
I blame Scorpio.
Oh my goodness.
I blame nickname.
Mm.
I blame our resident Texan.
And yeah, that whole trial took 3 hours and 14 minutes.
I mean, to be fair, at least a good 10 to 20 minutes of it was us dragging poor MT into this.
That wasn't 20 minutes, my buddy.
Okay, 5 to 10.
The time will be given explicitly once we go back and potentially clip the whole damn thing.
You know, as a joke, you should also probably, if you could juxtapose it in just the Discord messages of us in the background painting him. As it's going.
Could I?
But, yeah. Things have certainly fired up, haven't they?
So they have.
One more investigation, one more trial. The next stream will cover that last investigation, because if it goes anything like the previous one, that's going to be enough, long enough for it's going to be to easily warrant its own stream.
Indeed.
And likewise, this following trial will be a stream in and of itself. Then once we get those two done, we will finally be at the end of the first game of the Phoenix Wright series, or to be more accurate, the Ace Attorney series, because it's not just about Phoenix. Especially as we travel in farther along. Though once we get to the end of that, we'll have a decision to make. Do we continue right into the next Phoenix Wright game, or switch things up to give a little bit more variety? We'll have to figure that out when the time comes. But for now, I need to rest my throat a little, because these trials in particular just do a number on me, especially with me covering both Phoenix and Miles.
Indeed.
Whew. So a big thank you to everyone who joined the call. Insane and Scorpio, because at this one point with everything that's gone down, I feel like I need to focus on the insane.
I mean, he is quite insane.
I regret nothing.
Even talking, you can't get the words right.
Indeed.
Oh, that's only because I didn't have my Snickers. You haven't seen the commercial where the tattoo artist put no regrets, but put no regrets?
Of course I have.
When I think of Snickers commercials, I think the whole "you're not you when you're hungry" commercials.
Oh yeah, those are good.
But yes,
I'm just
I know
thinking
the
of
no
the
regrets.
coach one.
But yeah. So Scorpio, Orsk nickname, always a pleasure. MT2, again, I am sorry for these.
But you were the instigator.
It was meant to be a one and done comment, a side comment that was like joke, laugh, and move on. You chucklefucks are the one who took it to the extreme.
But you expect us to not follow through?
And even worse, you got the bean in it on it.
We did. We did get the bean in on it.
Bean. To think that you think so little of us.
You can't just give me a stick and not expect me to do something with it. But...
Oh, I fully expected you to do stuff with it.
It's good soda.
You're a good soda.
A lot of you are nuts.
Are you only now realizing this?
I think the term is clinically insane.
No, that's for you.
I can only imagine what's going to happen with tomorrow's stream.
Oh, what are we doing then, since we finished the one thing?
tomorrow I'm going to be making an attempt at finishing Cyberpunk.
Ew.
Got one side quest to do, which should be which I need because I want to see how that plays out and see everyone's reaction to it because of. Okay, that's an owl right there. And then trying to see if we can get through the remainder of the Phantom Liberty main quests, because I was under the impression that I was close to the point of no return, but it looks like I might be a little bit farther than that, so going to see how far into that we can get. So yeah, depending on how well and how relative the length of those quests, this could be the actual penultimate or the final stream of Cyberpunk 2077.
Ooh.
But that also means that once Cyberpunk is done, I could finally get into the another game that's from the same producer that I've been wanting to stream for a long time now. I just need to figure out how to censor that first part, because that's kind of pushing what I might be comfortable letting hit up on stream.
Oh,
Do we need
what
to give you a
game?
coin? Do we need to give you a coin?
What game?
Nay, do we need to give you a coin?
What? First, what do you mean by give me a coin?
Toss a coin to your witcher?
Although, you do have a few games you need to finish up.
Fair. It opens the
Also-
window. It opens the window at least, and yes, nickname, you got it in one.
That's why I said it like that, because I was trying to give Scorpio a chance to...
Okay, be right back. I need to go to the bathroom.
But yeah, that's a game that's been on my list to play on stream, and thanks to recent talks, I finally ended up figuring out what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to the best of my knowledge, try to recreate and redo most of my choices from that one time I played it, to try effectively in spirit get to the point I left off in, because while I could try and make different choices, the effect that my choices ended up having on me, which is the reason why I decided I need to stream this, because of, oh, fuck, they went there. I didn't even think that was a there they could go to or would go to. But yeah, we'll figure things out. But yeah, once I do properly finish Cyberpunk, the window to The Witcher is wide open, and I am looking forward to getting to know more of Geralt. But that is for another day. So, until next time, y'all take care now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.